He will not relent until he will have YWAM. Because that's his birth. He birthed it. And he wanted all. So can we say, our heart is yours as YWAMers? You will not relent until you have it all. Our heart is yours. I want to share a quick story before we sing this. Please be seated. And then I wanted to make it a declaration because you're in the middle of a major transition. And it's going to be okay. In a very quick thing, remember when I came out of medicine at this time, I didn't know anything except I was giving all my medicine to the Lord. I wanted the Lord to use me in medicine. So really, I wanted to be a cardiac surgeon. I wanted to honor the Lord, invent operations. And people ask me, who gave you that knowledge? I wanted to say, this is my Lord Jesus Christ. And in that, I dedicated everything to him. I dedicated my medicine, I dedicated my skills. I was teaching in my medical school tutorial classes. I wrote 2 books, and I dedicated them all to the Lord. So everything was for the Lord. And the Lord came and intercepted my way. And he said to me a very simple sentence. And he said to me, if I want you to leave medicine, will you be willing? And I said, why, Lord? All my medicine is yours. Why? So I struggled and I realized that I was not free. Even it's all the Lord. I realized I was not free. So I cried out and I said to the Lord, I can't say I'm free, but I would like to be free. I don't want to do something out of a Christian behavior or a Christian obedience. I wanted to do it because I'm free. I wanted to give it with all my heart. I knew if I give it, I'm still attached to it. There is something inside of me. And then the Lord said, continue. I continued, and as I began waiting on the Lord, always in the back of my mind, what happened to this visitation that I had? 8 months later, I had another visitation, and the Lord spoke to me. He said to me, will you be willing to give me your medicine? At this time, I don't know what happened to me. I was totally free, totally free. I was in my 3rd year medical school. So I said to the Lord, my medicine and everything. He said, continue. Finished my 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th year. Did 4 years medical practice. And then the Lord spoke to me. 11 years of medical practice. 7 medical study and 4 years medical practice. And then the Lord visited me. He said, I have chosen others to be doctors, but not you. I said to him, Lord, 11 years, where were you? Why now? Because the school of the Lord is not the way we think. Sometimes with God's school is very different. So at this time, I didn't know what to do, but I was free. So I said to the Lord, whatever you want, I'll give it to you. So I took 3 months off to seek God because I knew it will be very hard for my parents. It will be very hard. I was engaged at this time. It will be very hard for my fiancé. Everyone will not understand. And what the Lord said to me, I have chosen others to be doctors, but not you. I have chosen you for my heart. And I want you, among others, to prepare my church for my second coming. And I thought, second coming, what is this? You want me to leave medicine for the second coming? And that was 1984. I was living in Egypt at this time. Nobody talked about the second coming except the cults in those days. Predicting days, this is when Jesus comes, and so on. I was a young man. I didn't know where to go. So I took 3 months off. And I said, Lord, if this is you, please confirm it to me. So I started seeking God. First week was unbearable. My mind was like a racing track. Because I'm a very organized mind, thinking. Everything in my life came to my mind at this time. It took me a week just to settle down. Just to settle down. So the second week I said, Lord, speak. Nothing. Lord, Third week, Lord, please say anything. I will do anything you want. Nothing. So I thought, this is dangerous. I was getting all kinds of memories of my practice in my psychiatric hospital. Literally, I did 2 months psychiatry, and I saw patients with all sincerity, they thought God spoke. And they ended up there. One of them, the Lord told him that he's coming on a train, so he comes every morning in the hospital, pack his bag and come stand in the hallway. There was no railway tracks, but he believed that God can make railway tracks and he can come on a train. And I thought one day he was normal. And then somehow this happened. So how do I know that this will not happen to me and will end up there too? So I was very worried. I wanted to go back. But my spirit couldn't. So I was stuck. I wanted to go back, and I cannot go forward, and I cannot go backward. So I was stuck. I started crying. I said, Lord, please, just do something, anything. My tears gone. I cried as a week too. I don't have any more tears. I prayed every prayer I know. There is no more prayers. All what I could do in those days is a simple prayer. Please, Lord, don't let me lose my mind. That's my only prayer. I don't want to end up there, but I don't know where to go now. I will take the pillow in my arms and just gaze in the horizon. Just please, Lord, speak. I don't know what to do. On the third month, I had a vision. And in my vision, I had a book in my hand. That book was the most precious thing I've ever owned in my life. It represented who I am. So I came to my best friend, holding the book in my hand, and I said to him in the vision, you don't know how much I love you. I love you very much, and I want to give you the most precious thing I've ever owned in my life. So I gave him the book. My friend was so touched. He looked at me and he said, David, you're my best friend. I love you very much. And it was just so tender and so beautiful for a few minutes. And then suddenly he took the book in his hands and he tore it up and he threw it in the garbage. And I lost it. I started screaming, this is my life. What are you doing? This is my life. I gave you my life, and you're throwing it in the garbage. And I started screaming. I lost it. I didn't know what I was saying at this time. So in my vision, I'm screaming, and my friend didn't say a word. He waited until I calmed down, and he looked at me right in the eye. And he said to me, David, this book was yours half an hour ago. Now it's mine. I do with it whatever I want to do. And the vision ended, and a voice said to me, David, do you want me to rent your life or to own your life? I said, God, what are you talking about? I gave you everything. And then the Lord said to me, do you want me to own or to rent? I need to settle that with you before you go anywhere. I said, explain it to me. I don't understand. He said, if I am the best architect in town and I own an apartment and I wanted to show my talent, I knocked this wall down, I moved these walls, I moved this, I redesigned the apartment according to my talent, and everyone comes and looks at the apartment and he knows this is my talent. They can see my talent in this apartment. He said, if I rent this apartment, can I do what I want to do? I said, no. He said, but I live there. I live in the apartment, but nobody will ever see my talent because I'm not the owner. And he said, 80% of Christians, I live there, but I don't own them. And then suddenly, my memory flashed back to the vision. If my friend took the book and put it on a pedestal or on the centerpiece in the house, I'll be very happy. I feel my life is worth giving it to my friend. But when my friend took the book and tore it up and threw it in the garbage, I felt it was a waste. Why? Because I was giving my life to the ministry, not to the person. The value of my life is the use of my life. It's not the value of my life, it's His pleasure. Because His pleasure was to put it in the garbage, and that's what He would like to do. I didn't like that. So I gave it to Him for a purpose. I gave it to Him for a ministry. I pray in the transition that you're going through in YWAM, that you will review what have you given your life to. If it is to a person, you are who you are. Whatever titles, whatever you are for His pleasure. If you're giving your life to a ministry, and when the title change and when the ministry change, you will always struggle. And the Lord is saying to you through the mission, He wants to have it all. It's a simple concept. We all know it. But please don't answer it generally, because I discovered I was multi-talented. I was a doctor, I was so smart, wrote books, I did. So I was giving God a gift, expecting Him to use it a certain way. It will be valuable. But when He threw it in the garbage, it was not valuable for me. So if this is your heart, I want to sing this song one more time. But don't think individually. You're part of a body. Think of yourself and think of YWAM. Because YWAM is not the buildings or not the logo or not the name. It's people. It's you. That's Youth with a Mission. All of you, either younger or fathers and mothers or older. And when the Lord shakes the titles and He shakes the foundations and He begins to redirect, is our security. Did I give my life to Him? Did I commit my life to Him, or I commit my life to the position or to the ministry or to the title? Would you mind standing up with me and let us sing this song, this part again?